We got to get back into the playoffs. It's the United Sim Football Association Western Conference match here. The final two teams in the West looking to make the final ticket punched into the United Bowl. One of these teams will face off against Charlotte in the biggest game of the season. We are in season number 9. We're feeling kind of fine. I feel a little tipsy too, I'm not even gonna lie to you, but we're gonna keep it going for you. It's going to be St. Louis at Huntington Beach, the first time these two teams meet in the playoffs. And it's going to be a fun ride here. They did meet in the United Bowl before, but this is the first time they met in the game before the United Bowl. So let's go ahead and get into it. You already know I didn't come in alone for this ball game. I got my boy Caboose. How you feeling? Let the people know how you're feeling.
I am doing quite fine, thank you. Got myself a nice can of the Beast Monster, the hard monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are fucking awesome.
Okay, I ain't mad at you.
But I do like the catch that you had on these teams that have never met in the playoffs before, because they have met, just not in a pre-United Bowl fashion.
Most definitely.
So I don't know if you want to maybe take the Voyagers preview, and I'll do a quick Archers preview, and we can get this thing rolling.
All right, you can start off with the away team. They got a great quarterback out there. Let me know how Rebecca Montaigne's feeling going into this ball game.
Absolutely. Montaigne coming into this game threw for over 300 yards in the wild card around there. And, it's sad to see someone of this caliber go into retirement. So she's looking to extend her career just one game further, get into that United Bowl for the last time. Maybe McNamerson, also not a slouch. Just a little shy of 1,000 yards this year with 11 touchdowns. On receiving side, I mean, you got to look out for Sir Lancelot with his 1,300 receiving yards. There's a lot of good weapons on this offense, but also on the defense. You've got guys like Orlando Wolfgang. He's got 60 tackles. He's got 115 tackles on the year, 6 tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at the safety position. He's not even one of their linebackers. So, pretty solid team here in St. Louis, and I expect them to give Huntington Beach some trouble.
That's a great breakdown, my friend. Thank you so much for that. But we're looking at one team right here that comes into this game unblemished. The Huntington Beach Voyagers come into the season 12-0 in regards to coming into the playoffs, right? Led by rookie quarterback. You see him on the screen right there, Tyler Deathridge, defying the odds. And he isn't doing it alone. There's so many weapons available on this team that makes him so great. You got Ryan the Diamond Davis leading it off, the wide receiver crew, along with his running mate, Carlton Banks. Vernon Mills also helping out. Recca Bryston at wide receiver. The tight end group doing very strong, led by Eric Duncan, coming mid-season. He's looking to make some waves. Then you got the duo of Up to No Good and Tim Carlson, who is their lead back. There's so many weapons here on this offense that makes them tick, and there isn't too many games where I could see Huntington Beach will be out of until the end of it. And then it even gets better when you talk about how great their defense. Now, looking at X-Pac, he's definitely one of those star players, but he has a great running mate on that side named Adam Leach. All the cornerbacks and safeties doing well. And then you have that strong front seven available, led by Dexter Jackson, who's been in the league since day one. You also have the D-line, who has a lot of talent as well. Like, there's so many ways to point as to why Huntington Beach is currently undefeated, and they're looking to keep it going here. So I'm expecting them to do a great job as always, but St. Louis, just like you said, they have a lot of talent too, all over the field. And you didn't mention Sir Lancelot. I believe you did, right? Did you mention Sir Lancelot?
I most certainly did.
Okay, so yeah, Sir Lancelot. He's definitely going to be a tough matchup going up against these Huntington Beach defenders. So it's going to be a fun ride all the way through for sure. And can't wait to see how this one gets started.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, let's get it rolling.
Let's get it rolling,
and make sure to check your DMs there, Stacks.
No. Stop making me work while I'm streaming. You know how I do. You know how I be feeling about that. But it looks like St. Louis is going to kick this one away. Huntington Beach is going to start with the football, and we'll go ahead and flip over to it as we see the return here from X-Pac, and he is going to take it past the 25 here, and it's going to make it 1st and 10. Let's see what's going on. Oh, that is kind of important. My bad on that. As we see the pass left side, I got to do one quick thing right there. As you see the incomplete to the left side, trying to flip to Ryan the Diamond Davis. And I'll go ahead and make sure that my running mate can actually watch along so he can actually see what's happening. That's kind of important. Kind of important, not that much important. You know, it's caboose. Like, who really wants him to watch? He should just sit back and let the ride happen.
You know, someone's got to do color commentary for you. And if you keep scaring them all away, there's not much I can do for you.
Let's see a big handoff there from Tim Carlson, but it's going to go backwards more than likely. Let's see what the flag is coming up. It looks like it is on the left guard. So instead of 3rd and short, that'll make it 2nd and 13 coming up here for the Voyagers.
Honestly, I think he had that 1st down right there. But instead of a 1st down, they're getting a 2nd and 13.
Gotta change a couple things here. Just make sure it's running smooth for the people watching. But it's going to be 2nd and 13. They're going to send Ryan Davis in motion. And they're going to try to give it to him. And there's a defensive player waiting for him. A loss of 2 on that play and a long 3rd down coming for Huntington Beach.
Yeah, it was number 44. I don't know who that is. You're better with the numbers than I am.
What number?
44.
44. That is going to be a name that has slipped my mind. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm sorry.
Man, that's tough for that guy. But still, great play.
Oh, and that's almost picked off trying to fit that to Vernon Mills. And the St. Louis defense comes out very, very strong here in the beginning of the game. They're going to get the football real quick on the undefeated Voyagers. Very interesting.
Still a lot of time, but if you're St. Louis, you can't ask for a better start on defense here.
Ryan Davis in the chat saying a dumb call on 2nd and long. But I think if the blocking was a lot better, I'm sure he wouldn't be saying that for sure, as that's going to be a return to the 40. St. Louis starting with really good field position to start out this ball game. Let's see if they could take advantage of it. Give the Huntington Beach Voyagers an uppercut real quick.
Well, I mean, Nate McNamer's probably going to look to establish the run game here early against Huntington Beach. Maybe get Montaigne into a rhythm with a couple quick short passes.
1st and 10 coming, and they will hand it off looking for a hole, and he's going to pick up about 5 on that play. They're going to say 4. Going to be 2nd and 6 coming up here for St. Louis.
You know, I've never understood the reasoning behind Namie's sleeves. The full sleeve and that, like, just basically a wrist sleeve.
He said he wanted his drip how he wanted his drip, but that pass is going to be dropped. Not to be right there. Going to make it 3rd and 6. And that was about players, so that's why you keep getting players around the user, so you don't have situations like that.
Yeah, and that could be a play that comes back to haunt St. Louis, because that was a 1st down.
Most definitely. Passing it here, Montaigne left side, and their time it is going to be caught. And there goes Sir Lancelot checking in for his first catch of the conference championship. It's going to be 1st and 10 here for St. Louis. A big play there. And the first down goes to the away team. First and 10, they're going to try the ground again, and he's going to chug forward for another 4 yards. His name is McNamerson. Going to be 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Yeah, you definitely like to see McNamerson getting into that early, getting involved, and kind of setting up a pretty nice tempo. 4 yards a carry is nothing to scoff at.
Most definitely. 2nd and 6, shotgun set here for Montaigne, right side, and in some traffic. And it looks like number 24 makes the stop on that play. I believe that's Everett Williams there on Huntington Beach making the play. That's going to make it 3rd and 6 and another 3rd and medium situation here for St. Louis. I formation here, and they're going to fake the handoff to Namey, looking for a man, launching the right side, and going to be incomplete. As it looks like the safety, actually no, that looked like that was X-Pac in that area, making the stop. That's going to make it 4th down. Both defenses stand tall here in the first. How are you feeling?
You know, we could be treated here to a excellent defensive battle. That's how I'm feeling.
4th and 6, looking for the punt. It looks like it is going out of bounds inside of the field of play, and it looks like it may be inside the 10 as well. Very nice punt nonetheless there from Daniel Carlstown. And Huntington Beach is going to have a long field ahead of them, trying to get something cooking. It's 1st and 10 here for Huntington Beach, and you see right there, looks like some fighting there between safeties. Garrett Hart from St. Louis and Tom Creek Jr. there from Huntington Beach going at it real quick. Single back formation. They're going to fake it to the big homie, and they're going to launch this left side and going to jump up and catch that one, as Tyler Dethridge's first completed catch goes to his number 1 wide receiver. And that's going to move the chains here. Definitely encouraging here from the rookie quarterback to get something cooking.
Definitely, and you know, it's such a great connection that they have, Dethridge to Davis there. It's one that most of the league is pretty envious of, I'd say.
Watch out the battle between number 1 and number 2. That's going to be Ryan Davis at number 1. And then you also have Big Home in number 2, 420 Blunt Smoke there for St. Louis. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch. There's going to be 2nd and 3 coming. Looks like that was to Eric Duncan on that catch there. Great job there from the rookie tight end. He's going to be looking to get that tight end of the year award away from Vic Dotson next season, as we see the carry there from Tim Carlson, who's going to find his way close to the 38 after that carry, picking up 5 for his first touch. At Huntington Beach, they're trying to get something cooking here on this long field that they started on.
Yeah, they started at what, their own 5 or something like that? So
something like that, yeah, most definitely. As we set up 1st and 10, got a man offside, so it's a free play, a juke move, and they're going to get 5 yards regardless, so nothing too big there. William Thompson, the former former Arizona Rattler, making the penalty there. Now it's going to be 1st and 5 coming up. Sacco Sid, aka Carlton Banks, getting up in the giveaway. He says, win, lose, or draw. He says he wanted to get that TPE. Hopefully for him, he says he wants to get to W on that scoreboard when this game is over. Shotgun set, drop back, running a little bit into his halfback, and it's going to make him pay. And Nicholas Watt, 5 sacks in the playoffs. He'll start out this game again with another one. Nicholas Watt has been on a tear in the playoffs. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, Nicholas Watt, one of those guys that, I mean, you just really love to talk about. He's been in the league for such a long time, and on defense, he has, as I completely kick off of what he was doing there, but
great job once again from the St. Louis defense. Now it's going to be another 3rd and long situation here for Huntington Beach.
Well, yeah, quickly back to Nicholas Watt. He's registered 6 sacks or more in his past 2 seasons, including this one. And he's been in the league since season, I believe, 1, hasn't he?
And had Ryan Davis on the step on 420, but the pass just slightly off the mark there. And you see in a little bit of the rookie struggles here Has seen an almost interception and then that play. So it's going to be 4th and 14 coming up. Both defenses coming out strong. Sending this one away. Carolina Andrionic there with the punt. And looks like Kevin Lee will take a pass to 20. We'll see which offense has the juice to get some points on the board for the first time tonight. We got a great game here for sure. It's going to be 1st and 10 coming for St. Louis.
Kevin Lee is kind of been one of those guys that's been used for a little bit of everything. He's rushed the ball a little bit with St. Louis. He's done a lot of receiving, had a 1,200-yard season last season, and been on the return. He's even registered a couple tackles in special teams.
You see right there, a great gain there from Namie McNamerson, but it doesn't matter. The center decided to hold on to his assignment, and that'll back him up 9 now, 1st and 19. Definitely manageable here within a span of 3 plays. We'll see if they can actually get it done here. And the shotgun is Rebecca Montaigne, the greatest quarterback of all time in the USFA, and she's going to find her mark to get some of those yards back there as they get back to the 20. 2nd and 12 coming. And we talked so much about how Huntington Beach is in regards to this season, but it's only one season, right? Rebecca Montaigne, she's been here, done that. She wants to get back into that United Bowl, close out her career the way she wants to close it. But the pressure is getting home, and there goes Gina Buckley. Gina the Cleaner Buckley getting into the mix, and it's 3rd and 22. The defenses are starting strong tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have all the stats in from all the prior seasons, but even still, Montaigne has 12,500 yards passing.
Passing it again, launching right side, and that's going to be picked off. It's going to be X-Pac again. He wants a pick 6. I think I said that in the voice chat before this game started. And Huntington Beach is going to get the score, not by the offense. It's going to be X-Pac doing what he does best.
Yeah, he really just undercut that route. Bad throw there from Montaigne, one of the rare ones. But X-Pac picks it up and makes him pay.
Jesus, X-Pac. He has 3 interceptions, and I already know that's a league record, right? Like, he's had the league record for interceptions for a touchdown for a player's career, and he's done that in 2 seasons, in these past 2 seasons. He did it in the United Bowl last year. He did it, well, actually, not take that back, he has 2, which is still the record, right? Now, he did it against the United Bowl Eastern Conference champions with Charlotte, who is also going to be in this year's United Bowl, right? And then he does it here. So, whenever you need some points on the board, X-Pac, he just knows what to do. And like, I was thinking about like talks I've had with Ryan Davis and everything when he's building his team up. Like, I gave him a little game there on that side. Like, X-Pac is that dude.
Yeah, I mean, so X-Pac, he's had 1 interception return for a touchdown and 1 fumble recovery return for a touchdown in season 9.
I'm quite certain that's the most by any player, isn't it? Or like up there?
No, it's not.
He's up there. Can't got to be at least top 5.
No.
Who has more than that?
I will go find it for you.
Yeah, go ahead and do that as we set up 1st and 10 here for St. Louis. I mean, that's 3. Actually, technically, yeah, that's 3 touchdowns for a player. I don't think there's too many players that could say that, as that is going to be deflected by Gronky Kong. And the defense of Huntington Beach showing their stripes again. Montaigne looking to get something cooking here. It's 2nd down. Well, I'm sure Kayla Montaigne is up there too, now that I think about it. Yeah. Kayla Montaigne is up there. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head, but I know she's had plenty of plays as that pass is going to be caught by, looks like Kevin Lee, number 83. Going to get past the 30. We're going to make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Tackled by Annalisa Makulo, the free safety.
But it's also hard because we don't have all of the stats in from everyone.
But it's going to be a pass here from Montaigne, looking right side and off the mark, trying to fit that one to her running mate. And a little bit of lore here. St. Louis, they're playing against a team where Rebecca Montaigne is very familiar. When I was running Huntington Beach, she was my quarterback for Huntington Beach. So this is potentially her last game against one of the teams that she won the United Bowl with in a great comeback season, where they started the season pretty much 0-5, and they ended up getting a great setup, as we see the return here from Ryan Davis. A great job there. But this is a very big game here all the way around for Rebecca Montaigne. She wants to get something cooking. She wants to get back to the United Bowl. And I don't know how many titles that will give her. Do you have the number off the top of your head, Caboose?
Montaigne, I believe it would be her 4th title.
It would make sense. I'm pretty sure it's 3 or 4, and that would be her 5th, but I'm not really sure off the top of my head. As that pass is going to be caught, but they're going backwards.
I can find that one actually very fast.
Thank you kindly. 2nd and 11 coming up here for Huntington Beach.
This would be her 5th title.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was either 4 going to 5 or 3 going to 4. But I'm pretty sure Caitlin is 3 going to 4, maybe. As it looks like he's going to launch this one, and once again another overthrow going towards Davis. It's Detheridge. So needs to settle down a little bit with that passing attack. 3rd and 11 coming. Passing it again, here's Tyler Detheridge. Taking off and throws it as he was getting hit, and that could have been another sack there for Nicholas Watt, but that's going to be another stop here for the St. Louis defense. 4th and 11 coming.
Caitlin has actually only won the United Bowl once, and that was in
Tacoma?
season 3 with St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Bet. Sending this one away here. I'm probably thinking of Sassafras, who has all those titles with Huntington Beach or stuff. So we're going to be returned here by Kevin Lee to the 25. The St. Louis offense trying to get something cooking, try to tie this ball game up. Up to this point in the first quarter, no offense has scored, so got to give credit to this defense here. They've been playing out. Single back set. Namey in the backfield. Is going to be a short drop back and quick pitch and caught. And it's going to be a first down play here for Sir Lancelot. Beat his man Adam Leach. It's going to be 1st and 10. The final 3 minutes and a half left in the first. Sir Lancelot, an unsung great wide receiver within the USFA. Going to be passing too much, looking for a man, throws a short to Namey, who's going to push forward and runs into a veteran named Dexter Jackson. And I cannot count how many tackles he's had in his career. He's done a lot. 2nd and 3 coming.
I think he's actually the only defensive player in the league to win league MVP.
I'm pretty sure that's the case, yes. With that, I'm pretty sure he had over 40 sacks, right?
Something like that. It was ridiculous.
Passing it off the back foot, and she's going to find her man out the backfield. Namey McNamerson picking up the first. And now the offense of St. Louis is starting to cook a little bit. They're inside Huntington Beach territory. A great pass there from the veteran Montaigne.
I would say also, in regards to Sir Lancelot, probably one of the best receivers to never win anything.
Yeah, no wide receiver of the year titles. Oh, he's got Pro Bowls, but that's really about it if you want to look at everything. As we see another catch from Sir Lancelot's running mate. That's going to be Rocky Butterfingers, who did his thing in the snow. He's like, I still need to get my yards too. Don't be missing out. 15 minus 1 is 14. That's my number. 1st and 10, St. Louis. Look at me doing math. Shotgun set again here for St. Louis. Passing it again. Looking for a man. Takes off to run. Chased down off the back foot and caught. And is going to be stood up around the 30. And that's going to keep it pushing here. 2nd and 4 coming up here for St. Louis. up to this point, no team has gone undefeated through the regular season, and neither have they gone undefeated throughout the playoffs. So St. Louis trying to stop that here, as it looks like Naaman McNamerson is running strong, throwing out hurdles, running into his own lineman, and he makes it happen. He's going to get inside the red zone for the first time for either team.
Well, and I mean, no one's ever gone undefeated through the regular season ever.
Right.
So we've never seen a 12-0 season back when we were in Axis, nor have we ever seen a 14-0 season when we moved to Madden. So Huntington Beach is already on some historic territory.
Most definitely. The first ever team to get that regular season undefeated crown. But this is their first game since they played their last regular season game. So you see maybe even a little bit of rust in this offense as we go ahead and close out quarter number 1. Throw your twos up. Let's get into it. Flip the field. I ain't playing games with you. Should be a fun ride nonetheless. St. Louis trying to tie this ball game up with their offense. Going to be passing it again. Looking for a man middle field and going to be caught as Gina Buckley takes him down along with TJ Camden, the former Royal there. I believe he was drafted by you, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be 1st and goal coming up here for St. Louis, and their offense is showing a lot of fight here. Huntington Beach put on their heels a little bit, see if they can find something cooking, looking for a man left side and caught, and there goes Ansel Tavian getting his first catch. Down to around the 2. 2nd and goal coming.
Yeah, TJ Camden with Charlotte only played in 5 games, had 5 tackles, didn't really do a whole lot. Really found his groove here with Huntington Beach.
Sometimes a change of pace and a change of location is all a player needs to make that big impact. So keep in mind for all the young bucks in the league. Left side and overthrows Ansel Tavian for the touchdown. Almost went straight to Annalisa McCullough. If she was paying attention, probably could have been able to get their 2nd interception. But it's going to be 3rd and goal now. Big play here. Almost got a defensive tackle offsides. They're going to hand it off, and they're going to be a touchdown. That's pretty close. They said he got the ball across. I couldn't quite tell from his angle, but regardless of that, if it stands, we should have ourselves a tie ball game here tonight, folks. You got to see the top where the I couldn't tell right at that end right there. Kind of a iffy call, but they said the ball made the plane as the kick is up and good, and we have ourselves a tie ball game. St. Louis, the first team to score on offense, and now it's time to see if Huntington Beach could get their butts in gear. They've had chances to get big plays. The passes need to get a lot more accurate in this type of setup. What are your thoughts for Huntington Beach coming into this drive?
I think it's a bit of an unfortunate time, but Tyler Deathridge in that first quarter looked like a rookie. I'm just going to say it. He looked like a rookie. So he needs to settle down, get back to that pace and rhythm that he had in the regular season, and start getting the ball into his receivers' hands.
Most definitely, for sure. As they go ahead and start out the second quarter here, St. Louis finished out their drive with a touchdown, and Huntington Beach, they have the advantage because they do have the interception for a touchdown, but now they need to get that lead back as we see a return there from X-Pac, who's going to take it close to the 30. They'll probably mark it at the 29. Huntington Beach back onto the field.
Ansel Tavian there with the tackle on special teams, getting the big man involved.
Tyler Deathridge rallying his troops, trying to get to his first ever United Bowl. They got a dogfight here now. Let's see what they could do with this pass. Looking right side and caught. There goes his running mate, Tim Carlson, past the 40. And that's a great start right there. Make sure that he got something easy for his great weapons to make something happen. They left him open in that flat, and that's going to be first down coming for Huntington Beach.
One thing I want to touch on, actually, speaking of Ansel Tavian in that special teams play there, is, I mean, last year he had a 1,000-yard season. This year it's almost completely different. He only had 16 receptions for 150 yards and no touchdowns.
Most definitely. Ever since they moved over from Paris Glass to start the season, I don't know how his stats is currently, but he did have a really great game where he was over like 19 catches. So I believe Paris Glass is that new number one for them, unless they decide to go back to Tavian, as that pass is almost picked off. 3rd and 5 coming.
Paris Glass has 86 receptions for 818 yards and 2 touchdowns, 6 drops.
3rd and 5 coming up here for Huntington Beach. Need to get past the 49-yard line inside St. Louis territory to keep the drive alive. Passing it again, looking and going to be incomplete, as it looks like Orlando Wolfgang was in the area. Maybe that affected the catching ability there for Tim Carlson. And the offense so far for Huntington Beach, still trying to find life here in the first half. They got to punt it.
Definitely. Orlando Wolfgang, I think that was a deflection. He had 9 in the regular season, so and he's picking up right where he left off. He had 1 in the game against Anchorage as well.
You can see right there, the punt should be inside the 15 there for Carolina, trying her best to do what she needs to do. We've seen in a couple of games already here in the last few weeks. Special teams is a major phase in the game of football, and if they could find a way to get a stop here, it's Huntington Beach. That could definitely help them out, as it's going to be 1st and 10 here, single back set, and they're going to try the ground game, see if they can get something cooking, but he's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, so that's a gain of nothing.
Great play on defense.
Great play there from the outside edge, making the play. 2nd and 10 coming. Looking very reminiscent to the first time they played, for sure, as they're going to pass it again and going to be deflected there from TJC. And that's going to be a 3rd down and long situation here. Exactly what Huntington Beach's defense is looking for. Give their offense the best chance to get some points and give them some good field position, but they need to stop here to make it happen.
Definitely. With Montaigne under center still, I mean, anything can happen. That 10 yards is not a safe guarantee.
As that is almost picked off. Number 20, Trey Glock, had a great play in the playoffs. I don't remember exactly which game it was, but I think it was a fumble recovery, if I can remember. He's definitely a backup now that Annalisa McCullough is there, and that's definitely a great play here for this defense. That's going to give Huntington Beach some chances, see if they could get their offense rolling like they're supposed to, as Tom Creek Jr. almost blocked that one. Going to be returned there by Ryan Davis, who's going to get outside of the 40, and this is about as best of a chance as you can ask for Huntington Beach to get something cooking.
Definitely. And great play there by Trey Glock to knock that ball down, because if he didn't, it was going to be a 1st down.
Shotgun set here. Tyler Dethridge in his first check-in for the conference finals here in the West. Looking middle field and caught. And there goes Carlton Banks checking in for the first time tonight. A great job there. He's going to pick up 6. As he goes out to get himself a cup of W real quick. And here he is back on the field. He said he's ready to go. 2nd and 4 coming up. Shotgun set once again for Tyler Dethridge. Going to hike this one. Quick pitch and caught again. And guess who? I think the W is working. He's going to get 2 in a row. Carlton Banks trying to get something cooking. 2 catches, 14 yards here for the rookie. And he had himself a pretty great year in the regular season as well, even being the number 2 guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't quite catch the name because I was looking at another stat.
Yeah, Carlton Banks.
Carlton Banks. I can pull him up real fast.
Ooh. Tried that pass real quick. Looked like that was going towards Eric Duncan. I couldn't quite tell the number, but the pass is off the mark there for Dethridge. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, so going back to Carlton Banks, he didn't even crack 50 receptions, but even with that, he had 865 receiving yards for a 19 yard average per catch. So he makes the most out of his chances.
Most definitely, and he's going to get yet another one. He's their favorite receiver right now, and the Huntington Beach offense coming to life. They're inside field goal range, but I'm sure they want a little bit more than 3.
Yeah, if this is going to be one of those games where if the defense doesn't make a stop, the other team is talented enough to go down and get a touchdown. So, you know, these offenses aren't going to get in their own way too much.
Launching this one to the end zone, and Vernon Mills just could not hang on through contact. Great defense there from the cornerback. I couldn't quite show the number. I think I seen 20, and that's going to be incomplete there, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, hard to tell from that angle who that was, but still a great play on defense.
Pretty sure that was number 20. Looked like he kind of knocked it out of his hands, so I wouldn't blame that on Vernon. Me personally, as that is another overthrow here from Tyler Detheridge, and that was 6+1 waiting for them.
It actually legitimately was. There was no one in between number 10 there and pay dirt, so got to key in a little bit more on that play and make sure it gets into the hands of the receiver.
You could definitely make up for it here if you get to the around the 14-yard line, but definitely don't want to see those. If that pass is going to be caught, and that was very dangerous, to be honest, going towards Eric Duncan. They get a little closer for the field goal attempt. We haven't seen too many misses there from Carolina this season, so I'm expecting this to be a 3-point ball game pretty soon.
Carolina this season has, pulling up her stats, she has only missed 2 field goals this season, and has been perfect on her PATs.
And she is going to knock that one through, so Huntington Beach will take the lead here as the Voyagers, they get closer and closer to a potential victory, but still plenty of game left here. We still got a half and some change left in this particular second quarter. At St. Louis, they came off of a touchdown drive. They want to do it again and take this lead.
Yeah, well, no lead right now is going to be safe, especially not a 3-point lead. I expect both these teams to get back into the end zone again before this game is done.
10-7 is your score. I'm sure the St. Louis wants more. Look at me rhyming like I do it all the time. Freestyle stacks, rocking with the USFA, getting racks. Oh, you love that. I know you love that.
That was terrible.
Shut up. It's going to be a return here from Kevin Lee. Oh, that was a little freestyle on him on the Western Conference Championship game. My bad. But it's all good. St. Louis coming back onto the field here. 1st and 10. I know the people in the chat was loving it. Psycho Sid said bars. Like, you just a hater. I already know Caboose be hating on me just for the sake of hating on me. But it's all good. It's a single back set jumbo formation. Handoff to Namey. A big hole. But it closes pretty quickly. And even then, Namey still picks up 7. Great job there from Namey McNamerson. Sid, you already know that came off the top, you know what I'm saying? So I can do that again, you know. But it's going to be a pass middle of the field, and that is another drop. And that is going to make it 3rd and 3.
Drops right now proving costly for St. Louis.
And once again, that's a bot player. So you already know they have the catch in all formations here with regards to catch. All of their attributes are turned to 0, so you're going to get those plays. They're going to go and hand it off, and that is going to be a stop in the backfield. That is going to be TJ Camden again making a stop. And here comes Huntington Beach. They have a chance to extend the lead. How are you feeling now?
I honestly, I feel like Huntington Beach has kind of turned it on. They had a slow first quarter, but now we're kind of getting them back to where they've been all season.
It's 4th and 7. Daniel Carlstown with the return, and it looks like he has plenty of blockers ahead of him trying to make a play, but he's only going to get past the 30. honestly, could have been a lot worse by how it was looking before he got the football. So, got to give credit to the St. Louis special teams. And it looks like that was the offensive lineman who made the tackle, so he was bustling to make that play.
You'd love to see it when those big guys get moving like that.
He got to get an extra paycheck like he's an actual user, you know what I'm saying? Especially if St. Louis finds a way to get the victory. They're going to be passing it left side and overthrows. Big homie. Looks like Vernon Mills on the outside.
Yeah, Deathridge really has been looking like a rookie this game, and that's really the only thing that's holding Huntington Beach back, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, they've had at least 3 plays that were at least 40 yards or more, and at least 2 of those plays that I mentioned were touchdown worthy, as it's going to be another pass again. Protection's breaking down, avoids the sack, and he's just going to throw this one away. Felt the pressure, and you see right there, 8 for 21 so far. Not a very pretty sight here for number 15, but the team has the lead, so I guess there isn't too much to complain about. Especially with the defense as good as they have, but still, you want to see a little bit more.
True, and I'm surprised they haven't tried to sprinkle in the run a little bit more.
And there's a pass, and there goes Ryan the Diamond Davis looking out for his quarterback. He says, "Throw me the football." It's 1st and 10 Huntington Beach. And that is a beautiful pass there. One of his best of the game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's only had 9 complete passes, so it's not like there's many to choose from at this point.
You're not wrong, but I still got to hype up the young buck. He's trying to get to the United Bowl here. Passing it again is Deathridge. Pocket is perfect. Looking middle of the field, and there goes Psycho Sid. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel me. Carlton Banks, you're getting the touchdown here in the conference championship.
Excellent throw there. It's like he heard what I was saying and decided to make me shut up. And I'm okay with that.
And you already know, I said that off the cup too, like they'll put the 1 in the chat. But Sacco said he threw 1 up in there because he feels me. And he got himself a big point for his team. Huntington Beach is up 2 scores with that score.
Yeah, St. Louis starting to kind of get down into a bind here. They got to find a way to pull themselves back into it with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this half.
It was looking kind of sketchy here in that first quarter for Huntington Beach, but now we're in a spot where we're used to seeing Huntington Beach in. Whenever they're up 2 scores, it just seems like everything seems to click for them, and that's happened so many times this season. They haven't had too many games where the games were extremely close, but right now they're in a real good spot. But St. Louis is coming back onto the field, and it still have the half, as they're going to get the football back after halftime as well, so they could definitely flip it in their own favor if they are able to make the play. Shout out to Poe Politicking in the chat too, throwing out the biddies. Thank you so much.
I thought St. Louis started with the ball.
Nah, they punted it away. They kicked it off to Huntington Beach.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Surprisingly enough, I remember this time, right? So, 1st and 10, stretching it to the right side, and once again, Dexter Jackson making it very hard. You see right there, Naaman McNamerson under 4 yards of carry in this ball game. That's going to make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they've really clamped up there on the run for St. Louis, so you got to try and find something in the air, and Montaigne has the credentials to make that happen.
Left side and going to be caught, and there goes a little bit of the credentials right there. Sir Lancelot catching that one. 1st and 10 coming for the Archers. They're looking to get some deep targets here, see if they can put some points on the board. Adam Leach got burnt on that one, on that curl route. And that's no shade on Adam Leach. He's been having himself a great year as a rookie, passing this, actually run this one, and it looks like Naaman McNamerson's going to pick up 8. A great run there, his best of the game.
He tried to cut it back inside and pick up an extra block, but got stuck on his blocker and ended up going down.
Yeah, I think on that type of play, I would like to do a stutter step, not a full-on juke towards the defender. Maybe that would have stopped them and slowed them down so they could actually make the play, as that is a flag, and it's probably on St. Louis. Yes, it is. The right guard gets called, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10. A big penalty there.
Yeah, definitely a big call, because I think he had that first down right there, and St. Louis has gotten in their own way with penalties a couple times, actually. I think this is the second or third time where they've had a really massive penalty take away something big from them.
We'll see if they can get back in motion here. Passing it again, looking middle of the field and caught and tackled immediately by Trey Glock. And he's going to be down to the 40. It's going to be 3rd and 5, definitely manageable. Should have one more play before the 2-minute warning.
If they hurry and they want it.
Handoff, and it's going to be a reverse, and he sheds off one man, uses his blockers, and he's going to get stuffed. A great Herculean effort to try to get back to it, but he's only going to pick up 2 when they needed 5, so that's going to be a 2-minute warning set up here. Huntington Beach is going to come away with the football, and they'll have one more chance now with the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that play call right there. Honestly, you just got to play more north-south football and stop trying to make these fancy east-west plays.
Sending this one away as Carlstown is going right in the middle, looking for a bounce, not going to find a bounce. That's going straight into the end zone. Look at that ball spin. You seen that in the end zone?
I did.
That was pretty impressive. Not even going to lie to you, but it's not going to help out St. Louis in that set. That's going to bring the ball to the 20. Huntington Beach with the chance to potentially put on more points here before the half ends. And they have all 3 of their timeouts. As it's going to be Deathridge again, looking for another pass, and it's going to be caught. There goes Ryan, the Diamond Davis, with a big play. 1st and 10 coming up for the Voyagers. What a pass and coverage.
Yeah, right now St. Louis just needs to stop the bleeding. They need to stop these deep plays from getting done and just take this into half where they're at.
Right side wide open, man. There goes Vernon, who's going to pick up another 1st down. And I'm sure they're going to take one more play, see if they could get something cooking here. And they are close to field goal range with that one. Tackled by the former Voyager, Tristan Mitchell, who won the United Bowl last season with them as the slot cornerback. And I believe he's still slot here for St. Louis. Going to pass it again, looking for a man. Protections breaking down, launching right side, and there goes Vernon Mills climbing the ladder, and they're inside the red zone. Look at the Voyagers rumble. There's a reason why they're undefeated, and they're showing it here on this drive.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it was a rough first quarter, but they've absolutely found their footing.
2 timeouts calling it there after that immaculate play there from Vernon Mills. He was a Pro Bowler a couple seasons ago. Actually, last season. He was a Pro Bowler last season. And he showed it on that particular play. 1st and 10. Huntington Beach with the chance to get a touchdown now as opposed to a field goal. Looking for a man. Got some men going short. They're going to throw it short. And he's going to get inside the 5 down to the 4. Maybe the 3.5, depending on where you want to call it. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 3. And they're going to replay that Vernon Mills catch. I mean, that's worth the replay for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
2nd and 3 coming up. They could still technically get the 1st down, but I'm sure they want to get just a little bit more so they could punch it into that end zone. They're going to pass it again, looking for a man taking off to run his Deathridge off the back foot and almost throws a pick to Orlando Wolfgang. And that was a dicey one across the body. 3rd and 3 coming.
I like the confidence, though. Now that he's kind of gotten a few deep balls done and he's found his rhythm, what it looks like, I don't mind the attempt.
Going with the weak eye formation here. They do have a tight end, and they're going to give it to the tight end, but he's going to get stuck as the defense of St. Louis does hold on. Got to give them a lot of credit on that side. It could have been a lot worse. That's going to set up 4th and 2. Now, Huntington Beach could, in theory, go for it here.
True, but there's not really much of a point. Yeah, you might as well just take your points and force them to get a couple touchdowns instead of a touchdown and a field goal.
They believe in themselves. They're going to give it to him again, and he's going to do it himself. Give it to him one more time. Giovanni Walker, the former Mafia, makes a big play in the conference championship game, and they're going to go up yet another touchdown.
Yeah, definitely. And, high risk, high reward, stretching this to now a 4-possession game.
Jesus.
3-possession game.
Who can really slow down this Huntington Beach team when they're on their game? And it looked very dicey in the beginning, just like you said. That first quarter was not very pretty for Huntington Beach. Here they are coming out with a 17-point second quarter right out of the gate. And St. Louis has got themselves a big hole now. Now they have 3 possessions and they only got a half to do it.
I mean, now in their favor, a half is still plenty of time to make up 3 possessions.
3.
But they're going to have to play some flawless defense from here on out.
They're definitely going to need at least 1 interception, right? Like at least something that will set them up for an easy score. And even if it's just for a field goal, right? They'll be able to take off one of those things that they need to do, that check off list. But yeah. St. Louis has been in this situation before. I believe they've been in one of the bigger comebacks in USFA history back in the Axis era, where they were down, I believe, 14. And they found a way to take it to overtime, found a way to get that one touchdown right at the end of the game to make it happen. So Montaigne, she's going to have to bring out her best ever in her history to make this happen. Her long, illustrious history, I should say, as that is going to be a short pass. That isn't going to be enough for the first, but St. Louis will call the timeout here as they only have 1 and only 15 seconds left, so they'll be getting the ball back pretty shortly after the quarter ends.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to set up a slightly shorter Hail Mary with that play. Or they could try and go for one more short play and then go for it down to the end zone.
Most definitely. Single back. There's going to be a drop back here for Montaigne. Turns up and gets sacked. And there goes Matthias Sutherland.
Oh, and now all of a sudden you don't have anything else to go for but the Hail Mary. No more timeouts. You just kind of have to throw it down with a hope and a prayer, and maybe something will happen.
They are in the shotgun set at the very least. Going to be passing this one. Everyone is going deep, looking for a man to launch it to. There is a flag. It's going to be incomplete. I don't know if that was a hold or not. And actually is roughing the passer, so that does move it closer. Pretty interesting set there. Gabanis making the error there, and looks like Jada Buckley wasn't even on. Oh, actually, that was the play before.
That was a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I was about to say. I was like, she wasn't even on the quarterback. What was that? But they have one more chance here. St. Louis looking to get something cooking. Montaigne, she has at least one Hail Mary, I know for a fact. They're going to launch this to the left side and going to be almost picked off, and that is how half number 1 ends.
Yeah, Huntington Beach has officially come to play, and they are really putting the squeeze on St. Louis here.
Kind of ironic that the United Bowl will be in St. Louis. If Huntington Beach was to take them down last season, the United Bowl was in Huntington Beach, so you could say it comes full circle here for this Huntington Beach team, trying to be the first team in USFA history to go back-to-back in the United Bowl.
Well, and also completely undefeated.
Which is even greater in its own right. But just going back-to-back when no other team is being able to do is just ridiculous. As we see the tackle there from Dexter Jackson trying to get himself yet another ring on his great career. We talked a lot about Rebecca Montaigne, but there's another future Hall of Famer, in my personal opinion, named Dexter Jackson, who wants to add on to that trophy case.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, let me see, 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 already.
And if everything goes the way that it's appearing to go so far in this game, he has a solid chance to go for 5, as it's going to be 3rd and 3 coming up.
Now, I'm pretty sure everyone in the league would love to see someone other than Huntington Beach win a United Bowl, as they've already won 4 of the first 8.
I mean, you can keep it real with the people. You could say that the main one is you.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. For parody reasons, of course.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna mask this all in towards, this parody. But it's gonna be 1st and 10. A nice play there to Kevin Lee. St. Louis trying to get something cooking. They're going to fake the handoff. The pass rush is trying to get home. Hit as she throws and throws a pick. It's going to be returned. Taking his pass to 30. Ran down by the lineman and down to the 15. Everett Williams making a big play for Huntington Beach. And it's starting to snowball here for St. Louis.
Yeah, so it's looking like we're going to be seeing a Huntington Beach and... So we're going to see a Huntington Beach and Charlotte rematch here as Ryan Davis gets into the end zone to make this one really ugly.
What a dot again here from Tyler Deathridge. We was talking about how he was looking like a rookie. He's almost looking like an MVP candidate here since the 2nd quarter. Kick is up and good, and Huntington Beach is going to crack 30. As we let the crowd let St. Louis know that this is their house. And just ridiculous how great this team in Huntington Beach is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fitting if this were to hold, that we see Huntington Beach and Charlotte duke it out again.
Last time Huntington Beach and Charlotte met in the United Bowl, there was a quarterback named Action Jackson Jr. who currently plays for Arizona. And he did his thing. He ended up winning his first title with Huntington Beach. Tyler Deathridge, in my opinion, a better talent. So if that was the case, Charlotte has their hands full going up against the Voyagers.
Definitely. But the question is, do you think Deathridge is better now than Action Jackson Jr. was then?
In my opinion, I'd say yes, but not by a lot. See, Action Jackson, he was drafted in season 7. So even then, with season 7 going along with Huntington Beach, there were a lot of things that Action Jackson Jr. could have done better in regards to going to the gym, making sure that he was making the plays right. And I think with the current talent that Tyler Deathridge currently has with Huntington Beach, as opposed to what he had back when Action Jackson was there, I think that it elevates the talent a lot better there for Tyler Deathridge, and I think that makes him a lot better as well, because he's able to take a lot more chances than AJJ was able to do.
Yeah.
As we see the pass here, 2nd and 7, reaching out is Paris Glass. Going to be 1st and 10 coming up here, St. Louis. And you see right there, Montaigne throwing 2 picks this game. And we'll see if she'll be able to make something happen, at least make it somewhat competitive, even though we still have a full half left for the most part.
Yeah, still quite a bit of time, but it's going to be a really long and difficult road for St. Louis to come anywhere near back to close in this game.
They're going to need something similar to what Huntington Beach has already done. They need some turnovers on defense. They obviously need their offense to pick it up 15 to 20 gears so they could get down the field a lot more efficiently. But this Huntington Beach defense really doesn't get the credit that it deserves. And you're seeing a lot of the work here as they try to pass it short. And once again, you see right there, whenever someone catches the ball, there's just not a lot of opportunities for the ball carrier to make something happen with it.
Yeah. Now, I will say Huntington Beach probably has a top 3 defense at the minimum. Charlotte's up there, obviously. Huntington Beach is up there, and then maybe someone like a Tampa Bay or even.
That was almost X-Pac again.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like Tampa Bay or New Jersey. Or no, sorry, not New Jersey, Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's up there too.
Defenses.
I'll say Toronto's probably like top 4, maybe. I'll say Tampa's up there as well with their secondary all the way around, especially with their secondary for sure. They have a very deep secondary, as it looks like St. Louis will have some good fortune in this ball game. They'll find a great bounce there from Carlstown. Huntington Beach starting deep in their own territory. And Ryan Davis says, we are the top defense if we're going in regards to points allowed. And that's definitely a great metric to base how great a defense is if you don't give up a lot of points. But as it stands here, it isn't really close, just like he says. Like, there's a huge gap between 1 and 2 as we see a flag on the play on the carry. And it looks like it was the right side, but I was probably wrong. Yes, I am. It was the left guard with that penalty. And it's going to be 1st and 11 coming up. And that's the second time this game where Tim Carlson was able to have a solid game, but got taken back. Yeah,
he's kind of gotten shanked a little bit here in terms of his production, because his big gains have been getting called back from holdings.
But lucky enough for him and the team, the offense in regards to the passing game has caught fire. We'll see if they unleash it here. 2nd and 9 coming. Passing it here, launching it, and almost picked off again.
So again, St. Louis needs to find a way to hold on to that ball, because that one play could make a huge difference in the game.
Seen with Huntington Beach earlier after that last interception, they were able to score immediately. So making it 31-14 will definitely help their chances real quick. 3rd and 9 coming up though. Going to be passing it, looking for a man, going to launch this one, and a wide open Carlton Banks. Put a 1 in the chat. I'll say it again if you feel me. Huntington Beach making this look too easy. Oh my goodness, and he just burnt his man cold. And I think that was a bot player too. That is exactly what you do not want to do against Huntington Beach.
No, definitely not. You do not want to put bots on the field against Huntington Beach.
Tyler Deatherich in the chat, he's talking about just some rookies out here having fun. Don't mind us. But having 30 plus points in regards to a lead over your opponent in the game before the biggest game of your career, I think we know what team is primed and ready to try to repeat.
Definitely, but you know what? They've got an equally stubborn and stingy Charlotte team ahead of them. And they're no slouch either. They allowed New Jersey to only put up 3 points, and that was in garbage time. So, you know, if I'd say arguably, if Huntington Beach were to come out to the same slow start that they did, like today, Charlotte is a better team than St. Louis. You know, I think they would definitely be able to capitalize on a slower start.
I'd have to agree with you on that side. There is a step up in between St. Louis and Huntington Beach. And we spoke about this a little bit earlier. Who is going to be the quarterback here for St. Louis after Montaigne?
This is true. And you know what? I have to look to the draft for that. I don't see any way that they can replace Montaigne outside of the draft.
The Montaigne era coming close to an end. 2nd and 8 coming up after that play. We still got the giveaway, so make sure you get that exclamation point USFA. if you are coming into the draft, you can also join in on that, and we'll add that to your player sheet as you get created. So make sure you look out for that. As Adam Leach, he ain't playing games on defense. He's going to make the SWAT. 3rd and 8 coming. Wolf Gold in the chat says, enjoyed the 3rd place trophy, St. Louis. I mean, technically, there is no 3rd place trophy, so.
There's no such thing as 3rd place in this league, just a champion.
Yep. Pushing forward, and Paris Glass showing some heart to pick up that first down. And you see right there in the stats, Montaigne has yet to crack 200 yards passing, but you can also give credit to this Huntington Beach defense. They have yet to give anything up deep.
This is true. Montaigne's kind of been forced to take short gains after short gains and hasn't really had the opportunity to test anything deep.
Looking like a motion here. We're seeing a little bit of that last game, as that pass is going to be caught there by Paris Glass again. Going to make it again. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The audible there, switching it up a little bit. And that actually worked out in their favor in the playoff game against Anchorage. They just could not make the changes as St. Louis was making the changes, but maybe it was a little bit too late. Maybe they could have started out with that, see if they could have caught Huntington Beach off guard, as that's going to be another first down there from Namey, getting closer to 50 yards on the ground. There's going to be a point where he's not going to get too many touches on the ground.
No, that point should be right now. That should be the last run for St. Louis, if you're asking me.
Going with the close formation here out of the single back. Going to send a man in motion. Going to fake it one time, and they will try the handoff again. That will push him close to the 45-yard line, as they're trying to get some sort of offense cooking. But just like you said, the more they run the football, one, they're not getting a lot of yards on it, and they're also losing a lot of time.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's just too much ground to make up. You got to be scoring pretty much every single play right now.
And they said, just forget what Caboose and Stacks is talking about in the booth. They're going to take another carry, and they still don't pick up the first with that play.
No, 3rd and inches now, and they're just playing shoe clock for Huntington Beach at this point.
Going to pass it here is Montaigne, right side, and caught in some traffic. Still finds a way to get the first. They're inside the 40 now, but just more tick, 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 ticking. And Huntington Beach, they're all right with this lead. They're not complaining at all.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't complain either. If your opponent wants to run the clock down for you, go for it.
Going to pass it again, looking for another short play that's going to pick up about 8. Just as good as a solid run on the ground, but once again, not going to help move the needle here late in the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, at one point this game was tied. But, I mean, Huntington Beach, 31 unanswered points. It hasn't put much of a question mark on who might win this.
Right side and caught, pushing forward, and once again another short gain. But this is all that Huntington Beach is allowing them to do. They're running deeper routes. Let's keep it a stack here. Like, they're trying to push the ball up the field, but nothing is open.
Yeah, Huntington Beach really clamping down after that first quarter. Really hasn't allowed much.
And that's an intermediate pass there for sure. That'll give them another first down. Get St. Louis inside the red zone as the 3rd quarter continues to wind down here. Sir Lancelot with the catch. You'd like to see a little bit further down the field here for Sir Lancelot. That's where he does his best work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd like to just see more of Sir Lancelot in general.
Mm-hmm. As we see yet another short pass, on picking up 1, and that's just more time coming off of the clock. Killer Squirrel in the chat talking about Dex covering with his old self. trying to keep it moving here. 2nd and 9. St. Louis trying to get something cooking middle of the field, and that's going to be yet another drop here from the St. Louis offense. And we've seen it happen pretty much once every quarter up to this point. You'd hate to see it in this type of stage.
Yeah. No, and number 10 there just needs to be put on the bench. I don't know why they keep putting him out on the field. He's a bot.
Short drop back here from Montaigne. Look in the middle of the field, and it's going to be caught for another short gain. But once again, not going to move the needle here. A field goal isn't going to help you much. At this point, you might as well keep your offense on the field. You're driving this long.
Yeah.
But they are going to take the 3. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, at least they will find their way to get to double digits here. And I'm pretty sure I heard a doink, but it went in. So they barely missed that. They barely made that one on that.
Yeah, so now it's a 4 possession differential here, 28 points. And, I mean, you're not going to get that in a quarter. Barring something extreme.
They pretty much need to turn the ball over as Huntington Beach on their first play every single drive. And then they need to score immediately within like 1 or 2 plays after every single score.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get a pick 6 or something.
Yep.
Your defense needs to start pitching in points. And I just don't see Huntington Beach making those kind of mistakes.
Sending this one away to X-Pac, who already has some points on the board. It's going to send them past the 30. A great return again. And we still got the giveaway here, folks. If you're still in here with us, !USFA to get into the mix. And we got a good amount of people for this one. Don't forget that all the TPE or whatever will be doubled. So I'm pretty sure Kabushi did that. I'm pretty sure he one of the first people that did it, if I'm not wrong. But
I probably did, but you know.
But Tyler Deathridge wants some more points, throws it short to his halfback. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4. And it should be maybe one more play here in the 3rd. And we'll go ahead and see what's happening here. Yeah, you had about 2 or 3 runs where the penalty just popped up out of nowhere. That is almost picked, and that is another bot player just could not secure the ball for them.
You know, I think the name of the game right now for St. Louis is personnel management. They've got people in the right places, but they don't have the right people in those places.
Most definitely. Passing it here, looking for a man right side and caught. Beautiful block to give his man the first down play. And we'll go ahead and turn over to the end of the 3rd. 34 is in the chat. And we'll go ahead and do the giveaway after this play as they tried to hand off here, trying to find something. Not too much there from the big homie Carlson. And we'll go ahead and check into this giveaway real quick. 1 more quarter left. I think we pretty much know who's going to be taking the victory, barring something catastrophic. But we'll go ahead and see who's going to be getting the giveaway here. Will Huntington Beach get all the W's today? You never know. I already know every single stream, there's at least 3 Huntington Beach players here in this, so they're going to go ahead and try to do it. No, we're going to, well, they said we should do triple award for the conference championships.
No, we're doing doubles.
No, we're going to keep doubles. Yeah, we're going to keep the doubles, man. So looks like it's going to be 5 TPE. So we'll go ahead and make a 10 TPE for this one. And we still got to see who is going to be the victor. Hopefully Moobot is not messing up like last time. See if we could get something cooking. Okay, it does stay up. Good job with my browser making that happen. And we'll go ahead and click the draw entrant, and you could go ahead and bring the booze out again because it is going to caboose. So yeah, throw your booze out. Boo, you suck, get the fuck out. Get out. Why are you winning? It is rigged. Who rigged this? It wasn't me who actually made it, but it's not me. Boo. Let the chat crumble.
I did the extra exclamation point USFA. That's my secret.
See, what you could have done is said, yeah, we could go ahead and do triples, and then you go ahead and win it, and then that would
definitely be. I had known I was gonna win. I would have done quadruples.
Oh, so yeah, keep the boos in the chat. It said we are all quitting unless you re-roll. Ryan Davis.
Players can protest.
So I'm assuming this is going to off as well, or are you splitting it up?
No, Art. We'll split it up.
Okay.
Throw it to the other guy. Well, let's get this rolling.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and mark that up here. Thank you so much for everybody in the giveaway. There is one more on this season, so make sure you keep that in mind for the United Bowl tomorrow. Gonna be a fun ride as always. Let me go ahead and flip back to that ticker, and then it looks like Juice Justice there. He said we're going on strike.
That's fine. More money for me.
I mean, with how Arn has been performing, I'm sure he wouldn't mind some extra TPE. This season is definitely a down year from here, for sure.
Yeah. The poor Charlotte team, they need more TPE, They're so bad.
Ryan Davis is like, Charlotte needs all the help they could get. Luckily enough for Huntington Beach, they won't get the TPE applied to their players until after the season. So it is what it is. We're going to keep it moving. As it's 3rd and 5, they keep it on the ground. No, it's a fake. Looking for a man, taking off and launching this one. Right side and wide open again. It's Carlton Banks. And they're looking to rip the hearts out of the Archers early. First and goal here for Huntington Beach.
I don't know if they're looking to rip the hearts out of anything. There's not much of a question into this.
Well, they're trying to get some style points here. Maybe if they could get 50 on this one. Going to be a bunch at the top of your screen.
Well, what's really happened is Huntington Beach trying to put up a 50 burger.
Right side and caught again. And there goes Vernon Mills. Getting the W. 3 different wide receivers getting touchdowns in this ball game here for Huntington Beach, and they'll crack 40. Ryan Davis got one. Vernon Mills just got one. Carlton Banks, he also had one. So those are the 3 receivers so far here for Huntington Beach, who's going to knock it through 45-10.
Yeah, nothing like making a statement in the conference finals, letting everyone know that these people before you are no match. So, if you're Charlotte and you're watching this game, what are you thinking?
The secondary needs to have the greatest game of their lives. Every single player. All the way down to the bots. If they can't stop this passing attack, it could very well be a similar score to this against Charlotte. Granted, St. Louis doesn't have the talent that Charlotte does. So they do have a Vic Dotson here in Charlotte. They do have a Kai Coco who's leading the league in touchdowns and receiving touchdowns and receiving yards. You got the guy that has the most catches in the league. You have the greatest running back this season in Doc Boone. You got to lean on these particular players to actually be able to match up with these guys. And if the defense is able to hold Huntington Beach to around 20 points, that'll give yourself the most realistic chance to win. And I think the defense of Charlotte has the ability to do that. They just need to put it all together for all 4 quarters.
For sure. Putting it together for 4 quarters is going to be the trick, I believe, for Charlotte. Because anyone can have one good quarter. Just ask St. Louis in that first quarter.
And Everett Williams almost had his second interception of the game, the 3rd that would have been on Montaigne. And we're talking about how great Rebecca Montaigne has done for the USFA. Definitely not the greatest of notes that you want to end it on. We can't 100% say that it was all her fault. She doesn't play defense, obviously, but she did have her fair share of missteps, as that pass is going to be caught past the 35-yard line. What are some great moments that you could think of here for Rebecca Montaigne as this game starts to close out?
This particular game or in general?
In general.
And gentlemen, I gotta go back to that first ring that she won all the way back in season 1, leading the Tacoma Eruption to the first ever ring in league history, pairing up with running back MVP Dan Bongino and probably future Hall of Famer Tom Krieg. Was a special team, and not to mention on defense, they had probably future Hall of Famer Bob McBob and Alan Otero, who just retired.
That was definitely a great year there. Back when we started the Axis era, we all had to get to this point from some sort of foundation. It wasn't the greatest of foundations, but it was a foundation nonetheless. And I already know that Montaigne, she was one of the main reasons why I loved calling the games, even with how crazy and how ill-advised some of the games were. And like, just looking back at what was available here for St. Louis, they had themselves a great quarterback who was in the tail end of her career, obviously going into regression, but she definitely put her heart out on the line every single play. As you see right there, she's taking off to run, and she looks like she's trying to pick up another first down, picks up 9. 3rd and 1 coming up, but I'm definitely going to miss her for sure. Missing all of her crazy moments, missing all of her abilities to come back, and I'm looking forward to see what she does outside of the USFA.
For sure. And, 9 seasons is just a hell of a career for this league. Gonna miss everything about her. The just reliability she brought to the league, and the user behind her, Orbiting Death. Gonna miss him a lot as he moves on from sim leagues in general. Been here since the beginning of the league, back in the beta. Just really standout guy. Got nothing but praise for him, and just wish him the best moving forward.
So we're looking on this particular setup here from season 1 all the way here to season 9. I think it's clear to say that Huntington Beach is the greatest team in USFA history. Would you go out on a limb and say that?
It's not a limb to go out on. That's 4 championships in 4 seasons with a potential of 5 and 9.
Huntington Beach has never lost in the United Bowl, have they?
They might have. I will have to go check that, but I mean, at the same time, like,
even
they've never
then,
not made the playoffs.
Right, they've always made the playoffs at the very least. Like, I think the lowest obviously was them just missing out in the wild card when we moved over to Madden, and they've always found a way to be in games. They played their best games in the playoff set. As we see St. Louis work their way down the field in garbage time, they are going to get that score, and that'll make it 16-45. Still a long ways to go, but good to see Rebecca Montaigne get one last touchdown here.
For sure. So actually, fun fact, Huntington Beach made the first 4 United Bowls straight.
And they lost 2 of them because they went 2-4. So they lost 1 and they lost 3. So even then, like, there isn't a United Bowl that hasn't really featured too much of Huntington Beach outside of some of the recent ones, right? So definitely a great team lineage here, and it's something that Huntington Beach could build on. They do have a great owner looking to make even more moves here for this team. I'm sure if they was to win the game tomorrow, I'm sure three-peat isn't too far off his mind.
No, definitely not. This team right now, until some of their current rookie stars start hitting those second contracts and the cap starts becoming more of a constraint, Huntington Beach is in a very great position.
And they're only going to get better from here. All of the players that you see in this particular ball game, they're only going to get better. And then, of course, you have the draft coming up. They have a lot of picks coming in this upcoming draft. So I'm assuming there's going to be some moves to house all them all, or if they're going to have to make a play via trade so they could get some great talent outside of the USFA's current team base. Maybe they got to go ahead and see if they could find a way to get a great player or 2 within the other teams. We'll see if they make it happen. But Huntington Beach, just like you said, like, they're set up for success. And until someone's able to build that core that can match it, we may be seeing Huntington Beach run this for a good long time.
Yeah, well, it's actually kind of looking at it right now. I'm looking at the draft pick tracker, and Huntington Beach has 2 first-round picks. Charlotte has 3 this next draft.
And there goes another hold there from Huntington Beach right there. Unfortunate for Carlson, but I'm sure he's not too mad. He's going back to the United Bowl.
For sure. I mean, but like, that's almost half of the league's first-round picks going to the top 2 teams. And Charlotte has 2 potential lottery picks.
Charlotte's only going to get better for sure. Right now, the team is led by those 2. And we could very well see Charlotte and Huntington Beach meet up again, all things considered, until the league starts percolating more talent through the ECFL. Shout out to them, along with the GSB and Goals, our 3 affiliates doing their thing. And also shout out to Dubby. I'm sure you see that on the screen somewhere. Gonna go ahead and make that happen there for you. If you want that energy drink, use that code USFAS9 before we flip over to USFA 10 going into season 10. So make sure you use that code for sure. Get 10% off. And also Paladin, if you need some software help for your business, make sure you show some love to them. And you see right there, Dodger Life says, my second player coming soon. Let me know what year your current collegiate player is in, and we'll look out for that on defense. It looks like Carolina Andrianic is going to send potentially her last punt of the game. We'll see if that changes as we see Kevin Lee take that to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, St. Louis.
I mean, all things considered, St. Louis on the scoreboard hasn't done terrible. But if you actually look into the details of the game, Huntington Beach has just dominated from start to finish. Well, maybe not from start to finish. From the start of the second quarter to finish.
2nd and 3 coming up here. Montaigne trying to increase those stats, those playoff stats, those gaudy, amazing playoff stats that she's had in her career. She's never missed the playoffs. I believe, right? She's never missed the playoffs. Pretty sure.
Montaigne? I don't think she has, no. She's been in the playoffs almost every year, at least.
They tried to rip it out from Kevin Lee right there as they get past the 45 minutes left in the 4th quarter. This league ain't ready for my second player yet, is what Ryan Davis said. And if they find a way to get him another player on this very, very highly touted defense, it's only going to get bigger and better for Huntington Beach. 1st and 10 again, looking left side and punched out of the hands of Rocky Butterfingers. Guess who? X-Pac there on defense. I would love to see your player get here because I'm pretty sure he's new. So if you're here for 3 or 4 seasons until he gets here, then that's just amazing. I'd love to see the owner stay here for a good long time.
Absolutely. Looking at St. Louis moving forward, as that's almost picked off, where do you go? Obviously, you need a new quarterback, but does that also mean you need to overhaul the core with Sir Lancelot possibly needing a new contract in the next season or so? Kevin Lee getting kind of older up there. I mean, do you send out the older guys and try and make a youth movement?
Looking to take off to run here, but the pressure is going to break a sack. Going to look to throw it, but looks like Matthias Sutherland's going to pick up one right there. Great job there once again from his Huntington Beach defense. Normally we would see a punt in this situation, but I'd like to at least see them try to get it, see if they can get something going. I want to see more Montaigne, but they are going to punt. Yeah.
In regards to what I had just asked, though, what do you think? What direction do you think they try and take?
What for St. Louis post this game? Well, obviously, we did say earlier, I say quarterback is their number 1 need, but I say that me personally, I think it's worth for them to actually start to try to blow this roster up a little bit. The Montaigne era is over now, so I think it's time for them to lean towards more of a youth movement. See if they could find something cooking similar to what Huntington Beach has done. They see right there with the young quarterback what they're able to do, and he's active. If they could find something to replicate what Huntington Beach could do, give them a couple of years or so, maybe even one. We've seen what New Jersey was able to do with all their rookies and all their veterans. So if they could find the right pieces to plug in and play and put them in the right spots, I could see St. Louis back in the playoff picture at the very least. But in regards to contentions, they're still going to need a little work.
Yeah, and I think just in general, right now they're a bit too old. They're only going to get worse in that aspect.
Taking off and down short is Tim Carlson. He said, you ain't going to be calling penalties on me all game. I got to make sure I get mine too. Huntington Beach is on the cusp of getting 50 tonight. And you might as well give it to 39. Give it to the man. He did his work. And they're actually going to try to full back. Unfortunate there for Carlson, but that is going to increase his total in regards to the yards. Giovanni Walker is going to punch it in. 51 points here in the conference championship game. This Huntington Beach team is hot, my friend.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be, we're in for one hell of a show tomorrow in the United Bowl.
Kick is going to be up. Kick is going to be good.
Yeah, and that United Bowl is going to be coming at you at 6:30 Eastern.
I'm ready if you guys are ready. Hopefully we get over 20. That's the goal here. So for all the owners and all the people, make sure you get all the other owners. Get them hyped up, even if your team isn't in it. I want to get this one blown up. I want to get a lot of people up in here. That's only going to help the league. Help the league.
Stacks shooting for small potatoes. I'm aiming for 30.
Hey, we cracked like 19 at one point. So hey, if we cracked 20, let's see if we can hit 30. You were definitely right about that. And I'm looking forward to see what happens here in the United Bowl. Tyler Deathridge has yet to lose a game in his career in the USFA, led by a great core. Hank Falco, he is yet to get his first ring, so he's looking to get his first. So it's going to go to either one of them who have yet to get a championship ring. That's definitely encouraging to see.
Personal bias aside, I think
Hank Falco's overdue, huh?
Hank Falco's overdue. A lot of these guys on Charlotte are overdue. You can look at guys like Vic. You look at guys like Doc, Hank. Arn hasn't won since season 3. Like, there's a lot of guys on there that are going to be Hall of Famers that are due for a ring. Not to say that, there aren't a lot of potential future Hall of Famers on Huntington Beach. They're just a lot younger.
You definitely make a solid point there. And yes, Huntington Beach does have a lot of great players available for them that will be great for sure. But, I have my own little biases too there for Vic. I would love to see him to get a ring. But it's going to be a tough task to make that happen for sure. As Huntington Beach is on top of their game 10 times out of 10 by the looks of it. They have yet to lose a game for a reason. So if Vic and all those guys that you mentioned are able to make that happen and actually to get that ring, we're going to need to see some explosiveness there from the offense for sure. We're going to need to see Doc Boone chug on yards, burn the clock. That way they could keep the offense of Huntington Beach off the field. They're going to need to see some turnovers as well. Get to the quarterback, Tyler Deathridge. That was a beautiful pass there for Montaigne. But they got to be on their ball, and just like I said a little bit earlier in this game, they got to do it the whole game. They cannot just work on the first half. They probably have like a 10-point lead and expect that good things are going to happen. They're going to need to be aggressive. They're going to need to punch Huntington Beach in the mouth consistently. Now,
Absolutely.
a great thing for Huntington Beach is they found a way to recover when they got punched in the mouth all season long. That's why they're undefeated. But if there's any team currently in the league that can match up for them talent to talent, I believe that is Charlotte, nonetheless. And we have ourselves a great game for sure as the clock keeps on rolling. Montaigne still trying to get some more points to close out her career. Her final minute here in the USFA, steps up in the pocket, takes off to run and slides. And looks like St. Louis is not calling timeouts as they move towards the no huddle. But yeah, definitely a big game coming up here for Charlotte.
Definitely. And if you're Huntington Beach, you've already beaten Charlotte this season. You beat them in the United Bowl last season. What is your approach to this if you're Huntington Beach?
Passing it again, left side, and caught. And it's 14 seconds. St. Louis once again not calling timeouts here. I'm thinking they're just going to let this one roll out unless they go ahead and call a timeout, see if they have one more chance. Doesn't look like they are. But great job nonetheless there for St. Louis, fighting, trying to make it competitive as best they can. But I think we're in Huntington Beach's world. We're just living in it. Final score 52-17. And we have our United Bowl set right here. Let's go ahead and check into the statistics. You see right there, St. Louis was able to put some yards, but you could say that most of it came through garbage time with how great this defense was playing. 480 there for Huntington Beach. Looking at the first downs, you see right there, St. Louis did have a big bunch of first downs, but like I said, most of it came in the second half when the game was kind of out of reach. Third down conversions, St. Louis actually led on that side, but not by too big of a margin right there. You see like maybe around like 10%. And possession time, St. Louis once again held that, but didn't amount to too many points, was only able to score 3 times, and definitely not in the spot where they wanted to earlier in the game. So let's check out these statistics here. And while we're actually scrolling through a little bit, what are your thoughts on St. Louis? I already know I said a good spiel on them on like what they should do going forward, but how are your thoughts on the actual team as a whole going into season 10?
I definitely agree that they need to go with a youth movement. I think guys like Lancelot, guys like Kevin Lee, Nicholas Watt, all them, they're good players. Sell them while they're still worth something. Get some assets, try and start building around a future. You're going to have to tank for a season or two probably, but get back to a point where you can actually hang with the top dogs and not just make these what's the word, appearances without meaning, more or less.
Most definitely. As we go ahead and check out these stats real quick, just slowly going through the Bills. Well, I said the Bills. Fuck, I'm drunk. As we see, go ahead and go through the St. Louis Archers here on their statistics. A valiant effort for sure, but just overwhelmed past that second quarter. You already know how it started. It looked like a defensive battle to kick this one off, but it looks like the homies in Huntington Beach was able to make that play. Make that game available for them. 4 different user players, over 10 tackles in this one. So that's just the amount of work that Huntington Beach is willing to put in to make that happen. Looking a little bit further down, I'm just kind of scrolling here. So the stat team will be able to get something cooking. Make sure they got that there. See if there's anything that pops up. You see right there, Matthias Sutherland with 1.5 sacks right there. Great job from him. X-Pac and Everett Williams each getting the INT, and both of them getting 3 pass deflections. So just ridiculous work there for them. Great job. And no fumbles or anything like that, actually, but we do have the touchdown, so make sure you mark that for X-Pac, who gets yet another playoff touchdown. So great job from X-Pac. Kicking wise, looks like Carlstown brings in 5 points. Carolina brings in 10, and 7 of them being extra points. Just ridiculous of how many scores that they had on them. Punting wise, I should say. They both average around 50, so I'll call that even. They both kicked around the same amount of punts as well, so they'll probably end up around the same. Great job from those guys. Looks like kick return wise, X-Pac also won the battle in the average for kick returns. On 3, he ended up picking 90 yards. So great job, Kevin Lee, 5 for 121. Punt return wise, they both had 4 in regards to Kevin Lee and Ryan Davis, but Ryan Davis definitely had the bigger average, did have that 18-yard return. Scoring summary wise, looks like X-Pac started it out with that touchdown to pretty much kick the game off, and then Namie McNamerson got the touchdown, and then it was all Huntington Beach from there. Field goal, touchdown in the second. Third quarter was touchdown, and then St. Louis got a field goal. And then at that point, it was garbage time there for St. Louis. They got 1 touchdown, and then Vernon Mills and Giovanni Walker picks up a touchdown. So just a lot of work there for Huntington Beach. And we have ourselves a United Bowl rematch from last season. Charlotte going to meet up against Huntington Beach in St. Louis. Predictions. What you got?
It's tough. It's really tough. I'm gonna call it it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna say Huntington Beach 27-24.
That's a pretty interesting there. You didn't show the bias right there. Well, even though it is close, I'll give you that. You said it was a close game, so it was a little bit biased right there. But I'm thinking somewhere around that line as well. Charlotte definitely is the underdog coming into this ball game, even with all the talent that they have, even with all the players that are going to be winning awards on that offense. I'm thinking the defense will be the difference. One of the issues I've had with Charlotte is the fact that they're just not a big splash play type of team on defense, whereas Huntington Beach is opposite of that. They're able to make plays like the pick six you seen today. So I'm going to say Huntington Beach will get the victory. I think they'll be the first team to go undefeated, just off my personal thoughts on this. And I'm thinking the score will be 34. I'll say 34-24. I think it'll be close throughout most of the game, and then Huntington Beach will find a way to close it out, maybe even with one of those crazy plays on defense. And I'm thinking they'll get the victory there. That's what I'm thinking.
Fair enough. Well, I guess the only way we're going to be able to figure that out is if we see it live tomorrow.
Most definitely. So we got everything rolling on that side. Did you finish the field for the game?
No.
Well, go ahead and work on that while I get another drink. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off. Appreciate everyone to stop by with us. Going to be a fun game tomorrow night. I believe you said 6:30 Eastern for this ball game. We will be ready for that. So make sure you watch out for Twitch. And we're going to get this thing rolling. Thank you so much for everybody stopping by. But for my boys Caboose, it's your boy Stacks. And we're out of here. One more game left. Season 10 coming soon.